Hello everyone, this is Hokie Hangout's final presentation. Our names are Asta, Alex, Priya, Danny, and James. So here's a brief description of our project. It is a simple mobile app for both iOS and Android. This project was created by and for Virginia Tech students to create events on the fly and informally. Our project allows the users to create events, join and leave events, search and filter for events, get notified of events happening soon that the user signed up for, and allowing the user to edit their profile. Our app has security measures such as verifying the user has a vt.edu email, and it also has an email verification. So here is the context and background of our problem. So our problem is that there's no true forum to find new friends and create events that aren't hosted by Virginia Tech or student organizations. Gobbler Connect and Quark are two applications, but they only allow for joining formal club events and not informal user-created events. So for example, if I wanted to create a game of volleyball on campus, and if I already had a few friends, but I would like some more people to join, I have no way of letting the people around me know that I'm playing this game and they can join if they are interested. Also, finding opportunities to meet people with similar interests can be difficult on campus given our large student population.
Alright, let's talk about the project goals and the problems that are addressed. So our project is designed to address the need for a more connected and engaged Hokie community by providing a platform that helps students discover and participate in events happening around the area. We wanted to simplify the process of event creation and invitations, making it easier for students and organizations to find people who share their interests and bring their activities to life. So this initiative not only builds a more active and social campus community, but also offers a free casual alternative to intramurals for those looking to play sports or engage in other activities without formal commitments. Additionally, our platform highlights events and opportunities that aren't proactively promoted by VT, ensuring a broader range of activities is accessible to everyone. So with these goals, we aim to make event organization effortless and inclusive, fostering a strong connection among Hokies. Now let's talk about who our target users and stakeholders are. So first, we aim to support student affairs at Virginia Tech by creating a platform that complements their effort to engage students. Secondly, our primary users are graduate and undergraduate students who are looking for easy ways to find and participate in activities. We are also trying to help campus organizations by providing them with a simpler way to connect with students for their event. And lastly, while platforms like Gobbler Connect and Korg already exist, our solution focuses on making the event creation and participation process less formal and more accessible, catering more to the casual activities.
Our application centers around creating and joining events. Users can create their account, which is validated and requires a VT email, and then they can create their own events or view and join events created by other students. Users can edit and delete events that they created, and they can view all the events that they own or have joined on the View My Events page. We also included a user profile, which can be customized, and the ability to search for events by keyword or filter using pre-existing tags. We split up our work for this project between the front end and the back end, with Alex, Priya, and Asta working on the front end, and James and Danny focusing on the back end. Listed here is an approximation of the division of labor, though a lot of our progress was made either in pairs or in group meetings. Our front end was developed using React Expo, which was an efficient framework for mobile development using VS Code. Our design included pages for logging in, creating an account, viewing all events, viewing event details, and the user's profile. A few external libraries were used to improve the UI, as well as make development easier. Our backend was developed using Visual Studio Code and is hosted on Heroku, which we chose for its ease of use and scalability, as well as low cost. We used Swagger UI for our API documentation, allowing our developers to easily understand and interact with the backend. We stored our data using Postgres and utilized Express Validator to simplify field validation when creating new accounts and events. Integrating our project to be deployed using Heroku was fairly straightforward, since Heroku has dedicated deployment pipelines for deploying Express applications. Heroku also offers very simple integration with basic SQL databases. We were able to connect an SQL database to our project, and everyone working on the back end was able to replicate their environment to ensure correct testing. Heroku uses their own version of Git, which we needed to set as one of the remote origins for our application in order to deploy. From here, deployment was as easy as pushing to the Heroku Git remote. One of the major systems we used to increase the robustness and reliability of our backend application was Express Validator. This library provides middleware steps for Express that allow us to sanitize inputs from HTTP requests and send appropriate responses when the requests we are getting contain bad input. This library also works well with TypeScript, as it allows us to enforce typing on request objects once they've been validated without worrying about runtime errors. Here we can see an example of where we used Express Validator in our account creation process. The first line after the router.post statement checks if the request body contains any of the listed parameters and ensures they are not empty. On success, the validator moves to the next item in the validation chain to continue with the request. On failure, the validator sends back a description of what part in the validation process it failed at. Now here's a brief demo of some of our backend functionality.
To better document our backend, we used a library called Swagger API, which provides a nice interface for our backend that is also functional. Here we can see each endpoint is nicely laid out and grouped according to what each endpoint affects. We can actually interact with each endpoint using only the Swagger API, as it allows us to send and make requests. To demonstrate this, I will create a new account, log in, create an event, and join using this interface. So to create an account, we go to the account/create endpoint. And we can click try it out. I can specify my username, which I'll just say is James. First name is James. Last name is Roach. And then we can put in my email. It has to be a VT email. And I can put in a password here. On the front end side, it'll actually hash the password before sending it. For demonstration purposes, I will just send it a password. We can see account was successfully created. And now to get my login access token, I have to go to the account login endpoint. Here I can put in my username and then my password. And we can see success true. I can get my token and copy this. And up here, Swagger has a authorization header. I can authorize. So now I can actually do any of these endpoints. We're going to create an event. And I'm going to call this new event something. The location needs to be an ID inside of the location database. 2 is one of them. That is the date that it should start at. Any relevant tags, we can leave this empty. Number of participants, we can say 14. And we can see that the event was successfully created. So now we can go to the get all events endpoint. This requires no extra parameters. And we can see our event was created. And now we are going to try and join that event. If we go back to this, we can see that our event ID is 2. And all we need to do is go to the events join endpoint, try it out, give it the event endpoint of 2. And we can see I'm already in the event because I actually created it. So if I was another user, I would actually be able to join it, but since I'm already a user that made the event, I cannot join it as well. But that is pretty much the demo of our Swagger API. So we could use our entire app using just this API, but that probably wouldn't be too good. So we have our front end.
Over the course of the semester, we ran into and overcame a few challenges along the way. First, our group had varying levels of mobile app development experience, so making sure that everyone was on the same page and able to contribute took some time. We would often work in pairs to alleviate this issue. Second, no one in our group had used React Expo, so it initially had a steep learning curve and slowed down our progress at the start of the semester. Also, as with most group projects, scheduling meetings was sometimes difficult due to the busy schedules of us all being grad students. We eventually settled into a weekly routine and became more efficient in our limited meeting times. Finally, towards the end of the semester, the project began having issues building for some of our developers, making it difficult for them to get work done individually. We solved this by working on the final changes to the project in pairs. As we worked through these challenges, we learned new lessons each sprint and improved our workflow for the following one. We improved our communication, spent more time on design between our sprints, and made sure that each of our user stories had clear end goals. These improvements helped our team accomplish more by being on the same page and being able to work more independently while moving towards the same goal. Now that we've discussed our project and our process, let's move into a brief demo of our working application.
Welcome to our demo for Hokie Hangout. To start, when the user downloads the application, they will not already possess an account. So, they will navigate to the No Account Sign Up button. Once clicked, they will have the options to type in their information. To start, they're going to type in their first and last name, and then a username of their choice that has not already been taken. Then they're going to type in their email. It must be a valid Virginia Tech email in order to create an account. Then they will type a password. For this example, I'm going to use Hokie Hangout. If the passwords do not match, they will be prompted to fix that mistake. If the email is not a valid VT email, they will be prompted to do so. Then, once they create an account, they'll be prompted with the message that they need to verify it. This means they will receive a verification code to the Virginia Tech email. In this case, my code is 314487. Let's say I type in the wrong number and try to submit. I have a message saying that I have an invalid verification code. Let's correct this mistake and submit, and my account has been verified. Now they will be pushed back to the login screen to finally log in and get into their account. They will type in their username and their password. Here we are on our home page. Let's try creating an event. So, for my event, I want to go jogging. So let's say going on a casual jog. For a description, I'll just say chatting and jogging around. Let's choose a date. It's going to be tomorrow at 8 a.m. All right. For the location, I want to meet people between McBride and Turner, so I'm just going to choose McBride. I realize that it's not clear, so I'm going to say meet between McBride and Turner. For a tag, I'm going to choose exercise because I think this fits us most closely. I'm going to create an event. As you can see here, this is my event. I'm going on a casual jog, and the description is cut off, but I'll be able to see the full information inside of view event details, symbolized by the icon. So, my event has successfully been created. For the profile page, I am able to look at my username, my first name, my last name, and my email. Let's say I accidentally typed in my last name incorrectly, and it's 1S instead of 2. I can save this change, and now my first name and last name have been corrected. If I want to log out, I click on the log out button. In this case, I will not at the moment. And if I want to delete my account, I click the delete account button. I get prompted with ensuring that this is actually what I want to do, but in this case I do not, so I will cancel and navigate back to the home page.
As we have seen already, how easy was it to create an event? Let's talk about joining and leaving events. So joining and leaving events is very simple too. So to join the event, simply click the green join button to join and you will be added to the event. The event will then be added to your My Events page where you can monitor it further. Events that you have joined will now show a red leave button, which will remove you from that event. Now let's look at editing and deleting events. To edit or delete an event, you must be the creator of that event. Event that you own will display a pencil icon which represents editing as well as a trash bin icon that represents delete. First, let's look at the editing events. So as I have already created an event before, let's use that event. So to edit the event, simply click on the pencil icon and you will be able to update any information. I updated the event time and you can see the event has been updated. Now let me show you how to delete an event. To delete an event, simply click on the trash bin icon and it will ask you to confirm whether you want to delete that event or not. Once you click confirm, that event will be deleted and the users that have joined that event will be removed from that event.
So I'll be going over the view event details, and so as you can see, like if the details are too long, it'll cut off and there'll be ellipses, and then there's an eye icon where you can click and view the full event details, as you can see. And if you create an event, you can see that you're the creator up on the top, and as you can see the rest of the description, and you can edit the event clicking the pencil icon. You can also delete the event if you're the creator. And then you can go back to the homepage from View My Events, and then you can search for events. Like if I want to search for a jogging event, I can type in jog and I can see the jogging event. Likewise, we can filter by the type of event using tags, and as you can see, we can choose exercise and see that the jogging event again. And you can also put none on the filter to see all of the events. And then if you go back to view my events, you can see all the events that you have joined or created. And then you can navigate back to the home page, and if you want to log out, you can click the profile section and then simply click the log out button, and then it'll ask you to confirm your logout, and then you're done.
Alright, so here's the demo for our notification system. Here we're going to create a new event. I'm going to call it Getting Hamburgers. And I'm just going to set the time for 10 minutes from now, which is around 7:38, since it's 7:27. And I'm going to set the location to McBride. For some reason, set it to Watch Party as the tag. I guess we're watching hamburgers today. And then I'm going to go to my clock, and we're just going to watch the clock until we get about 10 minutes out to the notification, which is when it should fire. Alright, so we're coming up right around when the notification should fire. And because we're using the free version of the notification system, we have to wait a couple seconds. But here we go. You see it. Getting hamburgers starts in 10 minutes. And we can look at the event. Alright, so that concludes our presentation on Hokie Hangout. So thank you all for watching, and hope you have a nice day.